The First World War has left Europe decimated and bankrupt. In Germany, domestic upheavals trigger the rise of extreme nationalism, and the German war machine is rebuilt. When it becomes clear that Germany cannot be thwarted by diplomacy, a reluctant Britain declares war along with its ally, France. For the second time in a quarter century, a world war erupts, one that is destined to be more terrible than the first. After years of giving in to German demands, it is clear to England that their policy of appeasement has failed. Germany has invaded Poland and declared war on the free world. England can no longer watch passively while the free countries of Europe are conquered. We must declare war on the Germans and establish an alliance with the French. Click the diplomacy button in the bottom right corner of the screen. This is the diplomacy window. Each of our neighboring nations has a stance icon that represents our relationship with them. We are at peace with all our neighbors, as shown by the dove icon. Click the dove icon next to Germany to declare war on that nation. It costs wealth to start a war. Go ahead and pay the cost. Now we have declared war on the Germans, and the icon is changed from a dove to a sword to represent that. We need to set up an alliance with France. Select Premier Paul Reynaud to open up the negotiation window with France. Good. This is where we can make deals with the French. We want to form an alliance with France. Click on the Ally checkbox with the two hands shaking to indicate that you want to propose an alliance. After you have set the options you want, you can propose the offer to the other party. Click the Propose button to propose the alliance to France. The French have indicated they need food in return for an alliance. In the top left corner of the window is the interface to offer and demand resources during a negotiation. The buttons on the left will demand 100 resources. The buttons on the right will offer 100 resources. Click 5 times on the Food Offer button to give the French 500 food. Press the Propose button again to submit the new proposal. We have successfully negotiated an alliance with the French. Now we must put our agreement into action. Close the diplomacy window. Now we have an alliance with the French. Among other advantages, alliances allow their members to share line of sight. Members of an alliance can move into each other's territory without penalty and can set trade routes between our cities. The German attack on Paris is imminent. The French desperately need our help, so we will send reinforcements. Our troops are in place near Dover for the fight. To increase the effectiveness of our units, we should have a general nearby. Generals are created in fortifications, like the redoubt. Create a general at your redoubt. Generals have a number of special abilities that are useful in combat. They also automatically enhance the fighting ability of nearby units. We are to move our forces across the English Channel and rendezvous with a French armored car near the coast. Select all of your military. Now right-click the flag near the French armored car to have your units move across the English Channel. Your army has moved to the rendezvous point. We need to get into position for the German attack. The French force is gathered on the primary road to Paris in an effort to hold back the main assault. The French have requested that we position the English forces to guard Calais on the northern coast. We need to position our troops to defend Calais. Move them to the flag below the city. Your units may be more effective in formation. To set a formation, press and hold the right mouse button and move the mouse in the direction you want your units to face. A line indicates the direction. Move the mouse to position your troops and then release the right mouse button to move your units into that formation. We are now in position to defend Calais. We can use one of the general's special abilities to help our troops fight even better. We want to get a closer look at the general, so left-click on him to select him alone. The general has a number of abilities that he can use. Each of these abilities affect ground units nearby. Select the general's entrench ability. It takes some time for the general to entrench nearby units. Look at the bottom right of the screen and you'll see the progress. Generals use craft to perform their special abilities. The amount of craft is displayed by the blue bar near the general's health bar and in the bottom right corner of the screen. The troops around your general are now entrenched. As long as they don't move, they take less damage in battle. Giving them a move order cancels the entrenchments. The Germans have arrived. The French were not prepared to deal with the German tanks, and their army is getting torn apart. Now the Germans have sent a force to capture Calais. Well fought. We fared better than the French because we were entrenched and had anti-tank weaponry to fend off the German panzers. Although we have beaten off the first German attack, the French have been routed and Paris will soon fall. We must save our army and return to England. We need to quickly retreat to the coast and cross the channel back to England. Select all of your military. The general has an ability that can help speed our retreat. Select the Forced March ability. Now right-click near Dunkirk to move your army. The general's Forced March ability increases the speed of nearby units. We've made it safely to the coast, but the Germans are sending their forces to destroy us before our escape. Select your entire army and move them back to Dover. The British forces have been saved by cunning and bravery, but our time for bravery has not yet ended. The battle for France has been lost, and the battle for Britain is about to begin. This will be a battle of air power. Germany must be stopped here. The Germans will need to destroy our fortifications along the coast before they can move their ground forces across the channel to attack. To do this, they'll need to establish air superiority over southern England and wipe out our installations with bombers. Our course of action is clear. We need to build air bases and fighter planes to defend against the impending German air attack. To build air bases and airplanes, we will need to start accumulating oil. Oil can be found beginning in the Industrial Age. To start gathering oil, we need to build oil wells over these oil deposits. Have your citizens build an oil well over each of the 3 oil deposits. Each well supplies oil, but we can generate even more by constructing an enhancement building, the oil refinery. Food, timber, and metal resources each have an enhancement building that increases the production of that resource. Build enhancement buildings when you want to improve your production rate. Build an oil refinery near London to increase our oil production. Now notice that our oil production has substantially increased. We now have enough oil production to start creating air bases and airplanes. The Germans will most likely attack our fortifications near Dover, so we need to set up our air bases so they can easily protect this area. Have your citizens build 2 air bases near Dover. Now that we have some air bases, we can create fighters and bombers. Select one of your air bases. 2 kinds of airplanes can be created at an air base: fighters and bombers. Bombers are effective against buildings. Fighters are best at destroying other air units and ground troops. Since the Germans will send bombers to attack our cities and airfields, we need to create fighters for defense. Build 1 fighter at this air base. When created, airplanes remain in the air base until you send them on a mission. The fighter you have created is shown in the bottom right corner and is ready to go. Select the fighter on the right side of the screen. The bottom left panel shows the actions available to the fighter. Select the Air Mission button. Left-click near the flag in the English Channel to set the plane's destination. Watch your fighter as it flies off to patrol the area. Patrolling fighters will fly between their airbase and patrolling point and attack any unit that comes into range. Airplanes have a limited amount of fuel, shown by the blue bar over the fighter's health. When an aircraft's fuel is depleted, they will fly directly back to their home airbase to refuel. After your fighter lands, it will take some time to rearm and refuel from the journey. Then it will head out to patrol again. Some fighter planes from northern England have arrived to help us in our battle against the Germans. These reinforcements will help, but we still need more defenders. Fill both air bases with 10 fighters. The British Royal Air Force is ready for action. All your fighters should patrol near the coast of Dover so we can defend against the German air attack. Select all your fighters in each airbase and give them an air mission to patrol near Dover. Excellent. We are now ready for the German attack. The Germans are here. It's up to our Air Force now. German air invasion has been stopped. England has been saved. Now we can start a bombing campaign of our own. We need to destroy the German air bases along the coast of France so that Germany won't be able to send any more attacks our way. Build another air base near Dover. Now create 10 Lancaster bombers to prepare for the attack. Good. Now select your Lancaster bombers. One quick way to assign airplanes to perform an air mission is by right-clicking a target. Right-click the airbase to send your Lancaster bombers in to destroy it. When you select Air Mission and designate a unit or building, planes will fly directly to the target and attack. Excellent work. We have defeated the Germans in the Battle of Britain. The liberation of Europe will be difficult, but I'm sure we will prevail.